In Canada, the lives of blind people have changed very little over the last 120 years since the Victorian era.
My name is Elizabeth Lalonde, and I am founder and executive director of the Pacific Training Center for the Blind.
My name is Alex Jurgensen, and I am one of the founders of the Camp Bowen, which is a division of the Canadian Organization of the Blind and DeafBlind.
So I grew up as a blind child. I had low vision, so I was taught how to read large print, which wasn't very useful for me because I could only see one large letter at a time. But as I grew up, I learned there were actually centers in, for example, the United States, where one could go for 6 to 9 months and actually learn the skills of blindness, learn Braille, learn cane travel, learn how to use a talking computer. And I couldn't believe it because in Canada we don't have anything like that.
I have a hearing loss as well as blindness and CP, and it makes it very difficult with hearing loss I find with hearing loss it's difficult to do orientation mobility on my own.
And I've been a very independent person all my life, and to lose that was quite the thing. I didn't want to be dependent on anybody.
Because independence really goes hand in hand with confidence in a lot of ways. Just having that atmosphere of knowing that you can be independent and gaining that independence can really boost your confidence. And that's just as true for kids coming into the system as it is for adults who've been in it their whole lives.
We are still marginalized, stigmatized, and we need to be liberated and brought into where blind people can have the same opportunities as others to earn a living and be productive.
The Bowen Island Centre for the Blind and DeafBlind will be the only facility of its kind in Canada. Purpose-built to foster independence and quality of life for blind and deafblind students.
It builds that level playing field where everybody has the similar experiences.
It also makes it kind of awesome to be blind.
Currently in Canada, services for the blind focus on compensating for lack of vision. This custodial approach emphasizes the inherent wrongness of being blind. The Bowen Island facility will empower blind people to rely on their strengths and to use problem-solving skills to help students live a self-directed life.
My parents didn't believe that I could take care of myself, so they were handling all the essentials of daily life, including cooking, laundry, driving me to places, just taking care of all my survival needs, and I wanted so much better for my life.
The new facility will be able to offer a full and intensive independence training program for blind adults for up to 10 months, where blind adults can come from all over Canada, those who were born blind, those who have lost their sight later on in life, to learn how to be blind and feel confident and comfortable to live their lives with purpose, and to meet other blind people and know that they're not alone, that we're all in this together. All of our instructors and staff at the center are blind, so it's a wonderful, empowering experience.
Camp Bowen offers summer independence camps for blind, deafblind, and low vision children, youth, adults, and their families to come together for a balanced program of fun, friendship building, and the acquisition of independent skills.
Our facility will be the only one of its kind that will exist, and it's so vital to have it.
And from a summer camp perspective, we definitely are going to be the only one in Canada to be offering programs at this level of depth and scope for the whole gamut from children all the way through to adults and family support. So it's that whole wraparound support angle that is so desperately needed to get an early start.
As a lawyer and as a partly sighted person, I'm acutely aware of many barriers in law and policy that the blind and the partly sighted face in this country. And I think a way of helping in the long run is if blind people are empowered and they can be out in the world and be seen and have their needs accounted for, that will, over time, create a lot of change in those problems that I see in systemic ableism in many institutions in Canada.
So a project like this has several phases, including property acquisition, establishing the center itself, and then operations thereafter, and we're currently in the first of that phase. So we're looking for $2 million to do property acquisition at this point.
You can't learn to be blind overnight, so it's essential that people have a place where we can go to become fully productive and really live with dignity and learn the skills that we really deserve to have.
The blind have been left behind, and there is no blindness skills training for blind Canadians.
I never got the opportunity to read to my children, and I felt embarrassed.
A training facility would help me with my goals by giving me the travel skills I need so I can get to places where I perform.
I just was kind of wandering through life in this sighted world, pretending I was sighted.
I was very uncertain about whether I would actually be able to do anything without my vision because I was so reliant on it.
It's about having a space that's our own, that is in the blind community, that is for us and by us, and that is really important.
Help us make the Bowen Island Centre for the Blind and DeafBlind a reality. To learn more and to donate, visit cobd.ca.